In our last video, we saw how death isn't the end. It's a loop. The soul keeps coming back again and again, trapped in the cycle of birth and death. But here's the next terrifying truth. You've lived hundreds of lives before this one. Different names, different faces, different worlds. Yet, you remember nothing, not a single moment. Maybe that's why life feels like déjà vu sometimes. Like you've met someone before. Like you've suffered the same pain before. It's not imagination. It's echo. The soul remembers what the mind cannot. Why? The answer is more terrifying than you think. Imagine if you remembered every betrayal, every death, every person you loved and lost across lifetimes. You'd remember being murdered, being abandoned, dying in agony, watching your children perish, losing everything, not once, but 100 times. No human mind could survive that kind of memory. That's why mercy comes disguised as forgetting. In chapter 15, verse 8 of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna reveals, the living entity in the material world carries its different conceptions of life from one body to another, as the air carries aromas. Thus it takes one kind of body and again quits it to take another. Notice what travels. Conceptions, tendencies, not memories. Here's why. Your mind can't handle the weight of multiple lifetimes. One life's trauma is enough to break people. Imagine carrying the trauma of 1,000 deaths. The universe wipes your memory not to punish you, but to protect you, so you can start fresh, so the past doesn't cripple your present. But here's the terrifying part. You don't remember the details, but you carry the patterns. In chapter 6, verse 43, Krishna says, on taking such a birth, one revives the divine consciousness of the previous life and thereafter strives to make further progress. You don't remember who hurt you, but you fear being hurt. You don't remember dying in fire, but fire makes you anxious. You don't remember betrayal, but you struggle to trust. Your phobias, past death imprints. Your unexplained attractions, past life connections. Your instant hatred of certain people, karmic enemies you don't consciously recognize. The memory is gone, but the mark remains, like deleting a file, but leaving the corruption in the system. You're living a new life with an old soul's wounds, and you don't even know why you're bleeding. Every emotion you can't explain is karma resurfacing. Life doesn't punish, it reveals. Each experience is a mirror, showing you the work your soul still has to finish. So if you can't remember, how does karma track you? Because the universe doesn't forget. Every action you took, every choice you made, recorded, not in your brain, in your soul's blueprint, you forget. But your karma remembers, and it follows you into the next body, the next life, the next test. This is why children are born with talents they never learned. Why you meet strangers who feel like home. Why certain places feel familiar, though you've never been there. Your soul knows. Your mind just wasn't built to hold it all. So here's the truth. Forgetting isn't a curse. It's survival. Because if you remembered every life you've lived, you'd never be able to live this one. If this truth made you pause for a second, don't just scroll. Share it with someone who's ready to wake up too. And if you want to go deeper into Krishna's wisdom, like, share, and subscribe, because awakening begins with awareness.